Alright, exam 2 practice worksheet. I think there's 16 problems, so let's have at it. 6x plus 7 equals 0. I'm going to take the 7, bring it on to the other side of the equation. 6x, if it's positive here, shows up negative there. What I've basically done is subtract 7 here, subtract 7. Positive and a negative would cancel out. And last step here is to divide both sides by 6. 6 is canceled, and there you see it, negative 7 6. Letter A, yeah, negative 7 6. Okay, kind of hovered over that. Number 2, let me write it down here. Negative 35 equal to a negative 10x minus 5. What I'm going to do to make this a little more convenient is I'm just going to swap sides here. Negative 10x minus 5 equal to negative 35. Alright, I didn't bring anything over per se, just swap the left and the right, so signs stay the same. Alright, we're going to take the minus 5, bring it onto the left side. Minus 10x is equal to a minus 35, adding 5 on both sides. Or just bringing this over, it's negative, it ends up positive there. Negative 10x, sum of negative 35 and a positive 5, difference is 30. And it's negative because of the fact 35 was bigger than 5 was. Dividing both sides by a negative 10. Negative 10's cancel. Sorry about that. And x's signs are the same, and the quotient is positive. 30 divided by 10 is 3, and we can see it's letter B at the top here. Letter B. Alright. Number 3, if I write it down bottom here, 8x plus 6 equal to 4x. Minus 18, and what I want to do is have all my variables, my x terms on the left side and my constants on the right side. I'm going to bring my x term to the left and my constant to the right. Positive, it ends up negative on the left side. I subtracted 4x, and minus 18 is already there. The positive 6 goes over as a negative. I'm subtracting 6 here and subtracting 6 there. 8x minus 4x is 4x. Negative 18 combined with the negative 6 is a negative 24. And your last step here is to divide both sides by 4. Signs are unlike. Quotient is negative 24 divided by 4 is a negative 6. Number 3, letter C, negative 6. Alright, this one here, I want to get a separate piece of paper because it's going to take me a minute or two. So number 4, what do we got here? 3 times the quantity 3x plus 2 equal to 2 times the quantity x plus 2. And of course you could always, you've got 4 answers. You could take each one of these individually and substitute it in for x. Find the one that, when substituted, the left side equals the right side. That takes a little bit of time. So let's just do it out manually. Distributing the 3. 3 times 3 is 9, times x is 9x, plus 3 times 2, that's 6. 2 times x, 2x. 2 times a positive 2, positive 4. Alright, we're going to flop sides, bring my variable term to the left and bring my constant to the right. 9x, it's positive here, it ends up as a negative on the left side. I subtracted 2x and subtracted 2x. Positive 6, I want to subtract 6 here and subtract 6 on the right side. 9x minus 2x is 7x. 4 combined with a minus 6, difference is 2, sign is negative. The 6 was larger. And dividing both sides by a positive 7, 7s will cancel out. And there you have it, x is equal to a negative 2/7. And this is number 4, and it looks like letter C. Alright. To check that one would be, would be a little time because of the fact that it's a fraction, but I'm pretty confident, negative 2/7. Alright, so that's the first 6. Now I take that back, that's the first 4. Alright, so can I do this one right here? Find a 0. The 0 means in place of the f of x. Alright, substitute in 0. Alright, so your y term is 0. What you're looking for is the x-intercept. I'm going to bring the 8 onto the other side. It's positive here, so it ends up as negative. X equals negative 8. Can't be much easier than that. And the same thing here. To find a 0 means to replace f of x with 0, and solve the equation. Bringing the 24 over to the other side, I'd have a positive 24 equal to 6x. And dividing both sides by 6, x would be equal to 4, or 4 equal to x. Either way, let it be. Alright, that's the first 6. Pretty straightforward, nothing much there. Not a heck of a lot. Alright, number is the graphing, the inequalities. I've mentioned this before in other videos. You know, a little trick, a little hint. Yeah, I guess it's a trick. Your inequality is a strict inequality, less than. We know less than or greater than are always associated with parentheses, not with brackets. All right, it's a strict inequality. So here I see a bracket. Well, it's not going to happen because this is a strict. This is less than. It's not less than or equal to. In fact, it's going the right way, I guess. This has got a parenthesis. This has got a parenthesis. Alright, and this has got a bracket. So what I'm telling myself is, hey, it ain't going to be A, it's not going to be A or D, because A or D, when it was graphed, had a bracket, meaning or equal to. Well, the fact of the matter, it's not. So already, even guessing, you know, I'm thinking it's going to go this way. What number is this? This is number 7. I'm thinking because of the less than, it's going to go that way. Y minus 11 less than 1. I'm going to bring the 11 over to the other side. It's negative here. I'm going to add 11 here and add 11 there. That's what's happening. I'm bringing this over. It ends up as a positive. Y is less than 11. 11 plus 1 more. Y less than 12. Well, there you see it right here. All right, everything to the left of 12, but not including 12. All right, less than a strict inequality. Number 7, let us see. Playing that same game, so to speak, or using the same psychology. Here I've got a less than or equal to, which means when I graph this, I'm going to have a bracket. This doesn't have a bracket. The letter D hasn't got a bracket. So, you know, I'm down to a 50-50 shot here. Alright, so solving this inequality. Minus 6x minus 9 less than a minus 7x plus 3. I'm going to bring the variable term to the left-hand side and bring the constant to the right side. Minus 6x. If it's minus on this side, it's a positive. And this stays the same direction. The only time I worry about flipping this inequality, if in solving the problem I have to divide or multiply by a negative number. That hasn't happened. The minus 9 ends up on the other side as a positive. I added 9 here and added 9 to the right side. Combine these two, I get x less than 3 and 9 more is x is less than or equal to 12. Alright, this is number 8. And here we have it, less than or equal to 12. Right. It's a bracket and everything to the left of 12. Number 9, we have an OR situation. Alright, compound inequality. ORs normally go in opposite directions. Alright, they normally go left and also to the right. But here again, that all may change depending on what happens in solving the inequality. But playing that same sort of game, here I got a strict inequality, greater than. Here I got a less than. Both of these are associated with parentheses. Well, this has got a parenthesis, but it's got a bracket. No, there's no bracket involved. Parenthesis and parenthesis, that's good. It could be no solution, but I'm leery of that. I don't want to cancel it out just yet. Here, things could overlap. You could have things going in one direction and then overlapping, giving me the whole number line. So I'm kind of leery about letter A, but let's see what happens. I know it's not going to be letter B because of the fact you got the bracket here. And both of these are strict inequalities associated with parentheses. Solving the first, 5x minus 10 less than a negative 2.5. I'm going to bring the 10 over as a positive. 5x less than minus 2.5 plus 10. 5x less than, if I combine these two, I get a positive 7.5. Dividing everything through by 5 here. X is less than, this looks to be 1.5. All values of x that are less than 1.5. Well, here's my, this is 2, that's 1, this is 1.5, less than. So I'm leaning heavily, number 9, on letter C. And the right side, is looking real good. But I'm not sure because in solving this, let's say it started, here, and I could have, well, I need to solve it. I have a good idea what's happening here. So U greater than 2.5, adding, let's see, bringing this over as a positive, 2.5 plus 10. 5x is greater than 12.5, dividing everything through by 5 here. And we end up with x greater than 2.5. And there you see it. Alright, strict inequality greater. There's 2.5 greater than going to the right. Kind of do with letter C a minute ago. Alright, so what do we got here? Here we've got a strict inequality and a not strict. So I got a parenthesis combined with a bracket. Unless it's the whole entire number line, which I don't see here. So I got one of each. This has got 2 brackets, can't be that. Alright, this is one of each, a parenthesis and a bracket. Parenthesis and a bracket, parenthesis and a bracket, parenthesis, parenthesis, no. So, what have I accomplished? If I was just guessing, if I was running out of time, and I didn't have time to do the problem, at least I know it's not going to be A or D. I got a 1 in 2 chance versus having a 1 in 4 chance. 50-50 now. Let's go ahead and solve this. 0 less than 5x plus 5, which in turn is less than or equal to 20. In order to get x by itself, I need to get 5x by itself. What's preventing me is the add 5. So I need to subtract 5 here. Subtract 5 on the left and subtract 5 on the right. Nothing in a minus 5 is minus 5. Less than, these 2 guys cancel out. Less than or equal to 20 minus 5, well that's 15. And now I want to divide the whole thing through by 5. All 3 parts. Signs are unlike. Quotient is negative. 5s cancel out. Signs are the same. Quotient is positive. And this is a less than or equal to. So this is number 10. And I'm looking at a bracket at positive 3 and a parenthesis at negative 1 and everything that's in between. Alright, letter B. Alright. C was close, but it had it in the wrong. If I did this in interval notation, I would have had a parenthesis and comma and a bracket. Because negative 1 is not included as a parenthesis, whereas 3 is less than or equal to 3 of bracket. So you can see that this interval notation is correct along with the graph. I've seen cases where they give you interval notation correct, but the graph is wrong, but everything is right here. Number 10, letter B. Number 11. Everything here starts out, this one here again, these all after a while kind of look the same. Everything starts out with the words increasing. Where's this guy increasing? It starts increasing at negative 3 and stops decreasing at 0. Alright, negative 3 and it stops increasing at 0. So, already I see the correct one right there. That's the only one that's got the right increasing. If that's the only one that's got this part right, then what am I doing any further? Decreasing from negative 5 to negative 3. Got it. And decreasing from 2 all the way to x equals 5. Now it's constant. You can't really see it, but because it's the x-axis here, constant between 0 and 2. But I just kind of focused in. I saw everything started out with increasing, so I found out where it increased from -3 to 0. And C was the only one that had that, so I was pretty much done. Domain, instead of all x values, domain starts, x values start at 0 and end at 12. From 0 to 12 inclusive, right? Because you got dots. And, alright, so that means you got brackets in your interval notation from 0 to 12 because close circle, close circle. This has got the right one, but it's got parentheses, which means 0 and 12 are not included. X is 0, 0 and x is equal to 12. Well, they are included because you got solid circles there. Letter A, and the range, of course, went from the smallest y value was -1, and your largest y value was 6, but it includes both of those because of the solid circles. That's why it's brackets here. Alright, so that's pretty straightforward. I mean, domain between 1 and 6, no, it's not. Domain, I don't know how they even get in. No, it goes from 0 to 12 here on the x-axis. Alright. Number 13. What I'm looking for, I'm kind of zeroing in on a maximum and a minimum. I got a maximum here of 18, and it occurs when x is equal to -2. So I'm trying to find that here. Letter D, I got a maximum of 18, and it happens at x equals -2. That's looking real good. I've got a minimum of -14. There it is, and it happens when x is equal to 2. Alright, so this is the only, letter D is the only one that had the right max and right minimum. Alright, it's increasing obviously from -infinity all the way up to x equals -2. Alright, and it's also increasing from x equal 2 all the way out to infinity. This thing is going uphill, and decreasing from x equal -2 to x equal +2. So D was it all day long, and then some. 13D. Alright, now from here I think 14, 15, and 16 I want to do in a separate video because I want to use the calculator. So I'll do those 3 on a separate video that'll appear on Canvas right below this video. I think 14, 15, and 16. Yes, I'll do those all on a separate video. See you in the next video.